Hey guys, Kelly here. Alright, at a request of one of you guys, we are gonna do a yin class today. As you can see, I don't have my yoga mat out. I just have one of my favorite blankets. Alright, I highly recommend that for this practice, you get in your super comfy clothes, maybe a sweatshirt, maybe some pajama pants even, and then find a comfy floor, like one with carpet on it, or just lay a bunch of blankets out if you have hardwood, or come outside and just listen to nature. Alright, you want to be super comfortable during this. Alright, so for a yin class, alright, many of my type A military folks are going to be like, why do I need to do this? It's so boring. I can't sit still. Alright, so this class is super important because it gets into your muscles after you do that long run, after you do that HIIT workout, after you do that spin class, or whatever you're doing to keep yourself busy during this quarantine. I know a lot of you probably doing 5 workout videos a day when you're cooped up inside. Alright, you gotta chill out. Alright, so this class, alright, I classify it as one of my yoga nap classes. Alright, and if you're one of those type A, you might hate this for the first time, which is why I'm going to try to keep it to just 30 minutes for this class. Alright, we just have a few poses to go through. We're going to hold each of them we're going to try to do it for up to 3 minutes, and I know you're going to get fidgety. Alright, so just stay with me. Please put on your favorite music, whatever it is. Alright, this is going to be a musicless class, so you're just going to have nature and the sound of my voice, or just nothing. Whether it's country music, house music, instrumental, put on your favorite radio station or your favorite CD right now. And here we go, Yin Yoga with Kelly. We're going to start in a child's pose. Alright, you're going to bring your big toes together to touch, and then bring your knees nice and wide. Alright, and then as your forehead comes to the mat, reach your hands out as far as they can go, and then sink your whole body into the floor. Alright, once you're in this pose, alright, the hardest thing in yin is to figure out how long before you try not to move. Alright, how long can I stay in this pose without thinking, oh, I really want to move my knee, maybe I want to move my foot. Alright, get comfortable first and then just enjoy it. Alright, it's okay if you fall asleep in these poses. Maybe you've had a long day and you just want to wait until I say switch to the next pose. Alright, to me, if you can relax in these poses and really let your body just like give in to the gravity into the floor, you're gonna feel a whole lot better. Alright, so try not to think, just breathe, let yourself fall asleep, try not to fidget. Alright, and then I will coach us into the next pose. But just enjoy a child's pose. Come into the moment, find your breath. Alright, and know that there's nothing else that you have to do for the next 60 seconds except let your forehead fall into the floor and let your hips open and relax. Into your body, allow your spine to come up tall. We're going to go ahead and come onto all fours, right, and do a tabletop position. All right, if you need to do a quick cat-cow here, loosen up your spine. All right, and then we're gonna come down onto your blanket or your mat, all right onto your belly. All right, this next pose, all right, it's one of my favorite. It's called half frog. All right, for all you runners and spinners out there, the reason I do this pose is because full frog is not accessible to me. All right, but half frog is. So you're just gonna lay down. You're gonna put your forehead on top of your forearms, or you can put one cheek to the mat. And I'm gonna start out with the right side. You're just gonna bend the knee out to the side here, and then just lay down. All right, now if your hands or your arms aren't comfortable like this, you can find another position. All right, you can even put your hand out, one out front and the other kind of these cactus arms, if that feels better for you. Or if you want a pillow or a blanket, you can put a pillow or a blanket underneath your head, neck, and chest here. All right, this is called half frog. We're gonna hold it on each side. If you did a run earlier today or maybe yesterday, this should feel particularly good. Just breathe into your hips. All right. And you can play around with how high you want to put that knee. There might be a point where it doesn't feel comfortable, and then there might be a sweet spot of how high it'll go. Maybe right next to that hip. Start to lift your head up and draw those elbows back underneath your shoulders. Slide that right leg behind you. You can bend both knees in. We're going to do a quick windshield wiper to relax the back. All right, and then we're going to do that same pose, half frog on the left side. All right, just adjust that left leg up. All right, and then notice that your left and right side might be completely different. All right, that's totally okay. All right, find a position that you can come into that's comfortable. All right, if you need to put padding underneath the knee, all right, that's fine too. I brought one of my pads here that kind of give me an extra cushion when I put my knee on the ground. All right, maybe you need that, maybe you don't. All right, and again, for my type A folks, where while we're holding these poses, right, your mind is wandering every which direction. All right, do your best to just think that the only thing I have to do right here, right now, is not move. Right? When else in the day, other than when we're sleeping, do we get this luxury of paying attention to ourselves? Right? Full relaxation, and this is where your body heals. Right? Again, if you run every single day, right, we're wearing down the muscles. But when we take time to do practices like this is when we rebuild, we grow, we recover. All right? Without the yin, all right, all those yang workouts, all right, they just break us down. from here, again, start to bring those elbows underneath the shoulders, lift that chest up, return that leg back behind you. Do a quick windshield wiper. All right, and then we're gonna place the hands next to the ribs. We're gonna push back into a quick downward facing dog. All right, and then from here, we're just gonna take our right leg up, bring it right in between the hands. All right, and then that left leg is gonna come down to the blanket or your mat. And then this is where I use the knee pad. All right, from here, you're gonna take both hands, place them inside that right foot. If you want, that right foot can come out to the right a few inches, maybe 1 foot hold. All right, release the back toes. All right, and then this supported lizard pose. All right, for a lot of you, especially all of those that took all of my spin classes and all my HIIT classes and weightlifting classes, all right, I know most of you are tight. All right, so you're probably gonna be right here with me where your arms are just nice and straight and you can feel both hips opening. All right, excuse me. All right, for my flexible folks, you're gonna come down to your elbows. All right, I can't do that. That's totally okay. All right, remember, you should never judge yourself compared to the yogi next to you. All right, our bodies are all different. And it is okay for this knee to splay out to the side as long as the knee stays in line with those toes. All right, for some of you, it'll be more comfortable to hug in towards that right shoulder. And some of you are gonna wanna open it out. Either way, just allow the pelvis to remain neutral. Take your deep breaths here. Again, the reason this class might get a little boring for some of my active folks is I am going to try not to talk that much. There's going to be periods of silence where I just want you to relax into the pose. On our next inhale, we'll go ahead and place those left toes back underneath, lift the left knee up off the ground. We're gonna step back to a downward facing dog. All right, if you need to pedal out your feet here. And then opposite side, left leg's gonna come up. Left foot's gonna come outside that left hand. All right, pick up that knee pad, move it over to the right side. All right, drop that right knee. Both hands are inside that left side. All right, and now we're in lizard on the opposite side. All right. And then you're gonna notice right away which hip is more open than the other. All right, on this side, I have a lot more maneuverability. I can come down a little farther. All right, again, it's okay. No judgment, right? Just observation on your body, what's going on the left and right side. And then doing our best. Again, even I struggle. I tend to like to fidget in yin. It's a very hard class for me to be a student in. But again, I don't judge myself. I just make myself aware and I force myself to take yin classes all the time, even though they may be my least favorite. after you hold these poses for a minute, you may find that you can actually go deeper into the pose, all right, after you've held it for that minute. These last few breaths, if you went deeper into the pose, feel free to ease off a little bit. All right. If you're down on your elbows, come up onto your hands. We're going to step back into a downward facing dog. All right. Again, pedal out those feet. Maybe bend those knees heavily and press them back up. Right? And then when you're ready, you're going to take that right leg high. Bring that right knee towards the right wrist and then lay that shin down. All right, we're coming into pigeon pose here. All right, from lizard to pigeon. All right, if you take regular yoga classes, this pose is very familiar. Again, if you have that handy dandy block, or you can just shove a blanket or a sweatshirt underneath that right hip if you need. And then whether you keep that chest upright or come all the way down into sleeping pigeon. All right, support your head, whether it's with your wrists or a pillow. Square up those hips. All right, make that spine nice and long, and then just give in to that gravity. About 3 more breaths here. Your arms are extended. Start to draw them back in towards your chest. Press those palms into the floor. Allow the chest and head to rise. You can remove that block if it's underneath that right hip. Tuck those left toes and then come back into a 3-legged dog. All right, if you need to take a few hip circles here. All right, and then downward facing dog. We're gonna go right to that opposite side. Left leg lifts. Left knee to left wrist. All right, if you can move that shin forward, go ahead. All right, again, square the hips here. All right, we want to avoid rolling onto one hip side. All right, and again, if you're not flexible like me, you might need that little support underneath the left glute here. All right, and before you sink in fully, all right, adjust, all right, lengthen that spine, shoulders relaxed, and then we'll come on down, sleeping pigeon on the other side. What I like about yin is it gives you a chance to slow down and enjoy the simple pleasures. Like for me right now, the heat on my back from the sun feels fantastic because it's actually a little chilly out here. All right. So while you're sitting there just breathing into your muscles, all right, maybe finding one thing of joy that surrounds you, and focus on that. Because sometimes these stretches, they can feel a little unpleasant, never painful, right? You never want to push into pain, right? But sometimes stretching is, I would say, maybe not everybody's favorite thing to do. All right, so from here, if your arms are extended, start to bring them underneath. Lift that chest up, relax the shoulders. All right, remove that block if you have it. Press into the floor, tuck those right toes. All right, left leg comes back, three-legged dog. Take a couple hip circles here. All right, and then downward facing dog if you'd like to pedal out. And then take a deep full breath in. And then as you exhale, knees are gonna come to the mat. You're gonna swing your legs out in front. All right, and we're gonna bring the soles of the feet to touch. All right. All right. And if you need to, you can also sit on a block or a blanket here. All right, especially if you have tight hips. All right, we're gonna come into butterfly pose. All right, if you want, the heels can come in. They don't want to be all the way in towards the pelvis. Nice diamond shape here. All right. And then you're going to inhale, allow that chest to come up, up, up. All right. What we want to avoid is this rounding of our shoulders. All right. So inhale, shoulders up, back. Exhale, down. All right. Proud chest. And then take your hands, grab your shins. All right. Or your ankles. All right. And if you can't reach them because you're so tight, you can either bring them underneath. All right. Or come higher up on the shins. All right. I grab right about my ankles. Inhale, chest up, all right, and then exhale, we're gonna fold forward, all right? Once you've folded forward, then you can round the spine a little bit, all right? Elbows bend in, all right? Allow the knees to fall. Again, small pleasures in each one of these poses. All right, believe it or not, we are actually almost done. We'll have one more pose after this. Seated poses used to be my least favorite because they irritated my back, but over time, the more and more yoga I did, all right, the better my back felt, the more I was able to do these seated poses. All right, so stick with it. All right, especially if you're a weightlifter or a body pump type person like me. All right, it will come, I promise. All right, sitting just on the floor won't forever be uncomfortable. You'll be able to get through it. Alright, on an inhale, go ahead and chin and chest up, find that vertical spine. Alright, bring those knees together. Alright, and then legs can go in front of you, bent. You can kind of give them a little wiggle here. Kind of feels better. Alright, and now we're going to come into a pose called shoelace. Alright, it used to be my least favorite pose, and it's become quickly one of my favorite poses. Alright, we're going to start by taking the right leg here. Alright, bend it in like a figure four. It's just going to come just above that left knee. Alright, where the shin is kind of perpendicular to the left leg. And then you're going to take your right or your left shin and try to stack it right underneath. Alright, so it's also now parallel to the right shin. Alright, you can see with me, you see how high this right shin is because I'm super tight. Alright, and I know all my runners and weightlifters are like, oh my god, that hurts. Alright, and then if you're super flexible, both shins will almost be close to the floor. Alright, but I found if you take your yoga block and shove it underneath that further side, the right side, alright, and allow that shin just to rest on the yoga block. Alright, it might take a second to get comfortable. Alright, but just allow it to rest. Alright, and then we'll inhale, arms come up. Alright, and then fold forward. Alright, for me, I can't even reach the floor in front of me. I'm kind of more on my shin, that's fine. You should feel this fabulous, fantastic stretch, alright, across the right hip and glute. Alright, and for those of you who can reach all the way forward, you can even rest your head on a block here. Again, I'm not that flexible. I think most of my friends are not that flexible, especially my non-yogi friends. Alright, and it's okay. Alright, I get that all the time. I get when I invite people to yoga, they're like, I'm not flexible. I'm like, well, either the heck am I. Alright, I am the least flexible yoga teacher. Alright, and my yoga students hear that all the time. But I think you guys appreciate that because I feel like my poses look more like the average student instead of that internet yogi who is popping handstands and can do lizard with their body on the ground or can do splits. I can barely do the half split. Right? I have a what I would say a non-typical yogi experience physically. All right, but yoga still does everything it needs to for me. Right? And I come to the mat each and every day getting exactly what I need, both mentally and physically. Right? And that's all that matters, is this journey. Right? Even if your leg right now, if your shin can't even get to this yoga block, maybe the yoga block is this way. That's totally fine if it's all the way up there. That might feel way better for you. Right? There's a time in many of these poses where I have to use 2 yoga blocks and other folks in class don't have to use any. You know what? Who the heck cares? Right? That's their body. This is your body. Right? Love your body. Whatever shape or fashion it comes in. Right? It's yours. It's the only one you got. Right? And you showing up on the mat is taking care of that. Right? From here, go ahead and remove whatever prop you have underneath that. We'll place the soles of the feet on top of the ground here. Alright, and we'll just do a quick windshield wiper left and right. Alright, and then we're going to do that on the other side. Legs are going to come out. Alright, you're going to place that left ankle on top of that right quad right above the knee. Shimmy that right leg right underneath. Alright, the prop will come over here. And again, you might not need a prop. I definitely do need a prop. Alright, and then get comfortable. Alright, find whatever works, and then we'll inhale, arms come up, and then come on forward. Alright, and the good news for all of you that are like, oh my gosh, did I really make it this far, is this is our last pose. Shavasana is in sight. It is coming. And I didn't make you sit through an hour-long yin class, though I highly recommend making you do that sometime. Right? Maybe I will record one another time. Right? If you got your music on in the background, hopefully, your songs just flew by. You just had your favorite playlist going. It's still going. You got some melodies in your head. Drowned out everything else that's going on. Right? Just surrender. Got about 3 more deep, full breaths in this last pose. And ladies and gentlemen, you made it. You're going to go ahead and come all the way back up. Spine is nice and vertical. Remove that prop. Soles of the feet are going to come out in front of you. You're going to do one last windshield wiper. And then we made it. Shavasana. Come down onto your back. Take up as much room as you can. Close your eyes. Shavasana. You earned it. You'll roll onto the right side into the fetal position. Trying to keep your eyes closed, you'll press up into a comfortable seat facing forward. Hands will come to Anjali Mudra. And as always, we'll close out the class with 3 cleansing breaths all together. Let's breathe. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be safe, and may your life be filled with joy.